Greetings, Minecrafters! Nonsanity here, and welcome to episode 8 of Stoneblock 3. We've got a lot to do today, so let's get right to it. Quick update. I've moved more of my finished products up here. We've got the pig iron from yesterday, or last episode, and the compact machine storage blocks. I've also gotten enough of the souls mob souls to put that over here, along with the hemp and these guys. I do want to do one update on this machine, though. We had the steady drip, drip, drip of ender pearls coming down and getting picked up and remelted by this guy here, and that worked pretty well. And the demagnetization coil kept me from picking them up. No problems, that worked for the entire run. But if you felt you needed to be a little bit more precise, I've added some extra redstone here. First, we have our power switch. That's supposed to turn everything off. It's on a redstone torch channel, and that is up here. So if that switch is on, as it is now, this is jammed and no pearls will drop, stopping the system. But on the back here, I've got another one with one of these cyan concrete blocks. That's what I had in my hand at the time. And its match is down here next to a redstone torch. So it's currently turning it off as well. So we can actually go and flip that off. It's no longer jamming, but this one still is. So it's lit up. It's not dropping pearls. So what is the rest of this circuit here? Well, I've got this thing, a field proxy match from Compact Crafting, the same mod that makes these guys. It outputs a redstone signal when there is a perfect recipe in here, like there is right now, but it's not checking for, or it already pulsed for this. It sends out. Actually, it should send out a constant. Okay, this thing, yes. All right, so it is putting out a constant signal. You can see this is lit. But this is a pulse repeater. When it starts getting a signal, it will create a pulse of the desired length. In this case, oh no, this isn't the length. This is how long it waits before it'll do it again, I think. I don't know, it didn't seem to be the length. I did only just some quick tests with this. This one is a pulse extender that lets you extend the length of the pulse. So this thing creates a pulse. I think it's just a 1-tick pulse. And this one lengthens it to 6 ticks. And then it pushes through the blocks, which turns this off and turns that off. So briefly, as soon as this thing detects a good recipe in the field, we'll get a 6-tick pulse of off coming up here. Otherwise, it's always on. There'll be 6 ticks of off, in which case it could drop 1 pearl. So we can see this by breaking that and letting it create a new one. And there it went. We'll come over here so we can see the lighting up of those circuits when it finishes the current craft and starts the next one. There it goes. See that little ripple of red as it started its signal. See, it's currently sending, but the pulse has already been sent. You have to wait till it goes off, on, bloop, and it sends a jamming signal that stops that from jamming that. And so now it's just dropping 1 ender pearl per craft. There's a little bit of a delay. It's something about this block, so it's going to be slightly slower doing it this way. And when you turn it off, it's going to still run one more time. I think, no, it should stop, yeah. It'll stop like that. You see the pulse went off, but it's already jammed by this one, so it's stable now. But to start it back up again, you do have to break this block to get it going. That way it gets a fresh run. So yeah, I mean, it's not a necessary change. I think the other way worked just fine. But if you feel you want to be a little bit neater, you can do a circuit like this. All right, just wanted to cover that as a modification. Let's build something useful. I took down the manual deployer that I automated slightly, because we're going to modify it to make watches of time for us. Instead of making them manually, we're going to do them automatically. And I'm going to try a different arrangement than usual. So what I've got here are 3 laser IO nodes, and I'm going to have a 4th right here. I need my node wrench, because they all need to be connected together. And I guess I'll make this one the owner of these 3. Okay. And I need my card holder. So I'm going to place these deployers on top of them, like so, on all 3 of them. And they are going to be reading to see if there's anything in them. So we're going to do that with a item card. We're going to switch it to sensor mode. And I want to be able to use a filter because I don't want them to filter on certain things. Those certain things being... Oh, do I? No, I guess... I think it's fine for them to just... I mean, I had these before, but maybe I didn't need them in the final. So let's try it without. And then if there's a problem, we can come back and change them. So, all right, so they just need the item card, and I'm going to have them all on white. And it's OR, but there's only one thing. They'll do it on anything, basically. So do that to each of them. I feel like there was a reason I needed to use a filter, but we'll find out what it is together. All right, now you see they're in a shape like this, and that was because I'm going to be using some item pipes to connect them like this. So this one will be extracting and going into here. This one will extract and go into here. And this one will extract and go into there, because we need to go around 6 times. And then there'll be an output to, I have it right here, an output chest, and I don't want it connected on that side. So it'll send the final watch out here into this chest. It will get its raw inputs over here. You need to disconnect that through the laser and IO node. And in there will be the clocks that it has to start with. Then we put down our deployers. Let's see what orientation it's going to... Nope, not like that. Like that. Yeah, that's not the way I want it. That's right. There we go. So like that. And then I'm going to connect them with a chain drive right here. Could be gears, could be anything. I just happen to have a couple of chain drives. I'm going to slap a motor on there with a power source. Now they're all functional. And for the moment, we're going to turn them down to 0, just to stop them. All right. So let's make 1 clock. Actually, let's make 2. Let's make a couple, just to have more on hand in case. I'll put that first one there. We're going to do this all sort of manually. Oh, you can see it's jiggling around. It's actually traveling between all 3 of them. So the first thing I want to do is get, I have them, I do, the upgrades, and we're going to add temporarily just something in here, submit. So now it can only take out glowstone. There's no glowstone, it's clock. But that's going to keep the clock from moving. Actually, let's go ahead and do that in each of them. Just to prevent... I think I need one more here. Just to prevent anything from moving until we're ready. All right, now to make the watches, we need 3 materials. And those are going to come from these links. Bink, bink, bink. And they're going to output. Get that one? I did not. There we go. Missed that one too. So in this one we have dark matter. In this one we have glowstone, and in this one we have obsidian. Okay. Clear so you can stack. All right, there we go. And I'm going to put a breaker switch here. This will be to turn the whole system off. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to crank this up a bit and let it apply. I can actually leave it on. They won't do anything. There we go. All the way up. So there it applied the dark matter block to the clock, and we have a 1 of 18 progressed incomplete watch. The next step is to deploy glowstone, it says there. So what we're going to do, we're going to come into here, and we're going to shift-click it so it adds it. NBT 1 tag exact. We're going to have it exactly copy this incomplete watch, which means it will be allowed to move to the next. So if I put it back, it jumped over here and just got smashed really fast because I turned the motor up high with the glowstone. So we take that off now. We can see 2 of 18 deploy obsidian. So we can go into this one, shift right click it, put it back. It got smashed. Take it off, come in here, shift click. And it keeps moving around. We're just going to do this for all 18 steps. And then we'll never have to do it again. Now, we might be able to do something funky with NBT, and because the incompletes can keep moving. But I want them to actually stop and not move on until they get whacked. Because you can get some timing issues if you just say allow incomplete watches to keep moving. But doing it this... Hello. Doing it this exact way works pretty well. And while it does require going around a bit... Whoop, nope, not that. That. It's not too bad. I think this is our last go around. Yep. Grab it. All right. And it went over here. You can remove the glowstone from all these. Now these should each have 4? 5. Really? 5? 1, 2, 3. 6. Yeah, they should each have 6, because there's 6 go-rounds. All right, so now we've got the final watch of flowing time. Very good. So now we just have to get them flowing into here, so we can set clocks as our target, and we're going to add some logic here. Now, all those guys down there, let's break this so I can see them. So up on their tops here, they're going to send on white if they see something. I think I do want a filter. And it's going to be... Oh, I'm going to have to grab it. Yeah, got it. And one of these. One of these. I should lock that, so nothing else ever goes in there. Okay. Alright, so now I got these three. So in the filter, I can do the incomplete and the final. And I can say ignore NPT. So all of the incomplete watches will look the same to it. It won't pay any attention to how incomplete, but it is a separate object from the watch and the clock. So those three items, regardless of their states, if any of them, if this or this or this, I think that's what that or is for, is there, it will send a positive signal on, let's set it to orange. And we'll do the same thing here. Oh, wrong. It's on the up and it's already there. So filter, bang, bang, bang. Orange. Nope, again. Up. Already here. Filter, bang, bang, bang. This is the redstone. If there's one down here, oh, it's actually there, just invisible. That's the channel. That's for sending items that don't mix. We'll use some of that later. That's what I was marking out with my red arrows in the previous episode, where I have been trying to do the same thing using the wrong one. All right. So back up to here. We've got an extract. And we're going to say redstone low on orange. So when those detectors detect any of those three items on the depots, they will send a redstone signal on orange. What this is going to do is it's not going to pull any new clocks out and stick them on if it's getting a signal. So it'll only put them out there if the signal is low, if it's off. And now all we need to do... Oh, and on this side, so we can turn it off, we'll do a redstone. It's an input. We should see the line, and I'm going to turn it on, so... Oh, and we have to set it to... I see, now the redstone's down here. It should be up here, so it's in the same place. I think that maybe that had thrown me off. Because in other ones, this is the channel, not the redstone channel. I've done interface design for games before as a programmer, so little things like that can bug me. All right, insert, and we're done. I think this will work. Go. And there it goes. Oh, now it's putting extra ones on. It should not do that. Ah, yes, timing. All right, so we need to increase the speed of these guys. So let's get some overclockers. They're just not detecting fast enough. So we're going to set the speed down to 1 tick using the cards. So they weren't detecting that there was a card there fast enough. Oh, there. So now they should be much faster. Here we go. So there should only ever be one on the tables. Because if it tries to get... If it has 3 on there, it can get stuck. Because when it tries to move one to the back to the beginning, it can't because it's full. Sometimes it works with 3. It depends on if they're all in sync or not. But this way, you can see every now and then you see a gold one as it starts a new cycle. I've already got 4 watches of time. It is working. Oh, and I could put that piece of floor back. So there we go. Automated watch of time. Now, this could conceivably work for any of these process type recipes. If we look at watch here, recipe sequence, and it has 3 steps that may or may not loop. By putting in this shape, it makes it easy to loop. And yeah, I think this is pretty good. We can get plenty of watches. Now, I don't need a ton of them, so I'm going to turn it on. Oh, it just started making a new one. But now it'll stop when that one's finished. Go around, and last one, done. Very nice. Alright, so now we've got some extra watches I can put in my watch bag, which already has a few from when I was testing before. It has 2 in there. Oh, not the partial one. Partial one is 6 of 8, deployed dark matter block. So if I put it here, it should go around and finish. I like that. All right, on to, let's see, this is empty. Oh, yeah. I did already run it a bit. So I sort of have one, like the others, got 21 more in there. Those I will just manually move over to there. Oh, does it need an upgrade? No? Okay. There we go. And I'm just going to trash you. Get you out of the way. Alright. And the watches can get burned. One project chest down. Oh, we got a... I'm hoping one of these will have some cocoa beans. Not cabbage seeds. Player damage plate. Can I make those? Yeah. Might as well buy them. I've been buying anything that looks like I might need it from these guys. There's my emeralds. Emeralds. Alright, might as well get all that you'll give me, all the dandelions, all that. I don't need any cabbage seeds. Don't think I need kelp either, but I'll grab it. Bring me cocoa, or don't come back. Alright, so our next project chest is not here on the floor. I still haven't torn... I didn't tear that down because I wanted to show you that. I'm not going to tear that down, I don't think, because I like it. But we're going to go to that room up there because I've put something into it now. It is now the break room and kitchen for the factory. I like it. I like these tables and chairs from McCaw's Furniture. Got a nice layout here, got some chandeliers, some art on the walls. These are some sort of notice board. I think you can put maps and books, and I'm not sure what that top one is. Maybe somebody knows. I could probably look it up, but unfortunately maps are boring in Stoneblock 3 because they just show the top surface of stone. So that's not too useful. I don't have any ink sacks, so I can't make the books yet, but I don't know what that is, so I'd like to put some sort of notices up there. That'd be nice. Now, what I need to do, food-wise, is make the ultimate stew, which means making all of these recipes, and the cosmic meatballs, which is actually pretty simple. We just need some neutronium, which we'll get to. These are... we need to make an extreme crafting table and then use that to make these guys, neutronium compressors. No, not the neutron compressors. Those come next. These, the neutron collectors. That's just iron, quartz, redstone, and these crystal matrix ingots, which are pretty easy to make now because they have EMC. But these are a lot of food, and most of them don't have EMC, and a bunch of their materials don't have EMC. Like rice doesn't have an EMC value. And a lot of these have onions, and onions don't have an EMC. This one has rice and onions. Now, eggs we can do, carrots we can do, but these two. So I've looked at all of the items that we need to do something other than EMC for, and looked at all the recipes and see how many we need per infinity star. So bacon, we need 3, which comes to 4.9 thousand. The noodles, we need 4, so that's 6.6 thousand. Mutton chops, 2, 3.3. Salmon fillet, 2, 3.3. The minced meat, I think it's called, only need it for 1. Everywhere else it's used, you can be substituted with like raw beef or something that has EMC. There's only one recipe that must have it, and I think that's the spaghetti and meatballs. So only one, we need 1.7. That's actually the 1628, but I round up to what the drawers can see, so 1.7. Onions, which is the big one, at 11, so that's 18,000. And pumpkin slices, 2 for 3.3. So up to the kitchen we go. Welcome to the Stoneblock kitchen. We have 1, 2, 3 project chests. We have a pizza oven too. Unfortunately, pizza is not one of the foods, so we're not going to be using that too much. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is rice. Now, wild rice can be gotten from crooking mycelium. And there's mycelium out in the world, but if you want to make it yourself, I think one of the easiest ways is to use a metallurgic infuser from Mechanism. Empty it out, put 1 mushroom of any type. You can see all the types here that it accepts. I have some red mushrooms, so I'll put 1 of those in. Just 1. And 1 dirt, and it gives you 1 mycelium, which has EMC, so you can make lots. So I did that. And I should, as per usual, put the drawers in there and get some fresh drawers. Just 2. These are going to be the outputs, like so. And what you do is you take the wild rice and you mill it through one of the millstones to get the rice. And you also get this straw at half the rate. That's why I'm going to have 2 drawers here. I want to make it go quickly, so we'll give it an upgrade. And then we're going to pipe into that from a link. And again, might as well upgrade it. And we're going to power it with a cogwheel and a motor. And we'll give it some power here on the back. No, can't give it on the back. Give it on this side. That light fixture is in the way. And might as well speed it up to the max. Alright, so all we do is put rice in there, and if we crouch, we can see it's got wild rice in it. And, oh, there we go. Rice and straw. And it is going pretty quick. But this is one of the machines that can benefit from having a watch of flowing time. So we put this down and activate it. No, this is not one of the machines that can benefit from a watch of flowing time. You can see it going there. Turn it off. Yeah, it's the same. So this cannot be accelerated. I can toss the rest of this in there. So we just let it go, or I get out the real drawers and put them down. They happen to be reversed. Well, that's why they were in there, not in cardboard boxes. I forgot I had hidden their numbers, which might have been a good way to do it. But I've got 96,000, 97,000, and 48,000. I left this running overnight. So we've got more than enough. That wasn't on one of the signs out there because I'd already, this is the first one I set up and left it running to see how long it would go because it did not work with a watch of time. But it did plenty, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. And we've got our rice. End of that project chest. And I should probably empty these out. Okay, project chest 2 down. All right, so over here we've got, again, a copy of all the input raw materials we need and how many of the output products we need, and then a drawer for each of the output products. These 3 I've already run to completion. So if I get out my cardigan, there it is. And I put the numbers back. We can see we've got all 18,000 we need, all 6.6 thousand, and it went a little over, 4.1. We only needed 3.3 of the salmon fillets. But we can do these others together. They're all using the same machine. So let me get all the parts. So I'm going to do it a little bit decoratively. Let's see here. We're going to put down a countertop, and that's where the cutting board will go. Because all of these, you put the raw product on the cutting board and slice it with a knife. I mean, that's how you put things on, but if there was something there, I could have sliced it with a knife. But we're not going to do it by hand, of course. We're going to do it by machine. So I'm going to put this over here because some of them create excess drops. The onion dropped these 2 dyes, and the fish dropped the bone meal. I don't think anything else drops anything. But if they do, we've got another spot here. And I put a void upgrade, so it'll just I mean, I don't need any of it. I could have just piped it all into a trash can or sent it into my link, but I wanted to see what it was getting. All right, so on top here, we place the dispenser. And we need in the back a timer. I'm not sure if I can place it. Yeah, it's going to face the wrong way. I need to take off this. This little wainscoting here is a chisel and bits something or other. So I'm going to place it like that. There we go. Whoa, it's already going. It's because I have it set to 2 ticks. But we can take a lever. I should use a proper breaker. I like those better. There, that'll jam it. And we're going to put right up there. Is that where I want to put it? Yeah. Refined storage link. We're going to connect it on the side via a pipe. I'm going to temporarily put one there and break that connection. So now this pipe won't connect to anything below it. In the future. It'll remember as long as I don't break this piece of pipe. Sometimes it's handy to, if you know you're going to put something somewhere that's going to be connected, put an extra bit of pipe there, break it, and then it won't ever pipe out. And I can put in a speed upgrade. This is going to be delivering 2 things. Through this connection, it's going to give knives, these knives, to the dispenser. Now it's full of knives through that pipe. But it's also going to give, and I probably should pick this up for a moment while I do this. It's going to output our ingredient, and I don't want it to output knives. So I'm going to get a knife, put this upgrade in here, shift-click the knife, and then edit it and say blacklist, inverted. So now it will pipe anything but knives. All right, put the cutting board back. Now that's going to cut the things, but the output is just going to fly out into the room. We need a way to pick it up and put it in the drawers, and the best way, of course, would be a storage controller, which we can now link to all these drawers. And I'm also going to link it to that drawer. Then if we put an item collector on it, then anything that's in any of these drawers, the item collector will pick up and stick in there. All right, I think that is done, so we can go with the mutton chops next. Take out a mutton chop, place it in there, and we just have to turn it on.
Yep.
And there it goes. Again, this is set to 2 ticks, so it's pretty fast. 1 seemed to jam it, but 2 seems to work pretty well. And if we look over here, it's going up pretty quickly. It needs to get to 3.3 thousand. I don't think this one can go any faster because it's already at 2 ticks, and 1 tick seemed to be too fast. So I don't think a watch flowing time will help this at all. We'd need sub-ticks of some sort. We don't have those. So it's just going to have to sit there and run, and we can run it for each of these materials while we're doing other things. And I think the sound is... Now, maybe we should mute the sound temporarily, at least while we're filming here. I think it is a deploy. Oh, come on. Keyboard. No. Click. I don't think it's a button click. I guess we can scroll real quick, see what it is. Oh, dispenser, dispense. Dispenser fail. Oh, no, that's the cutting board. There we go. Guess we don't need the fail. Might be good to hear that if there is a problem. All right. Moving on to the next. All right, that's not the project chest. This is. Not a lot in here, but this is an important one, because this is where we're going to do a lot of the food. So these are stoves from Farmer's Delight. They provide heat to these cooking pots, which we will place on top. And where's the other one? I saw it here. Okay, it was invisible. So these have an interface. You can put ingredients in. You can give them bowls if it's like a soup. And when it cooks the ingredients and puts the output here if it needs a bowl. And if there is a bowl, it then moves it down here. If it's a recipe that doesn't need a bowl, then it just goes straight there. Those are all the slots. And I think they are sided. So the bowls have to go in from a side, I think. And the ingredients have to go in from the top, and the output, I think the output can go from anywhere, but I'm going to do it from the bottom. Yeah, it can't be the bottom because there has to be a heat source there normally. But I think it can go out any side. And we are going to control these because they need exact recipes with laser I/O and use a link for most of the source materials. At least all the ones that have EMC. And we have 2 of these because some of the recipes require 2 different steps. But we're going to set up one that just needs a single step first. See, that one's just crafting. That one's crafting. All right, this one. Pumpkin is in our bowl, because it's going to make a pumpkin bowl. We're going to need rice, and we're going to need onions, but we've got those now. We're going to need a brown mushroom. Uh-oh, I'm not sure I have a brown mushroom. I think I've got glowberries. I've got carrots and potatoes. Always look at all the options. Make sure you got what you need. Glowberries, I do, and they have EMC. So, let's add. So we need pumpkin. We need onions and rice. Or the others. Mushroom, brown mushroom, potato, and carrot. Potato, carrot, mushroom. I only have red mushrooms. Alright, give me a sec to source some brown mushrooms, and I'll be right back. Alright, here's how you get brown mushrooms. Soul sand, and you crook it. Hopefully we can get one immediately. That'll be nice. Should have gotten out my wand, but this won't take too long. That's it. All right. We got, well, we got these brown mushroom colonies, which, interestingly enough, do I have another cutting board? No, but I can make another cutting board. I don't want to break up the one that's currently in use. All right, put the cutting board down. I've got some extra knives. Yeah, they're in the system, so I got tons of them. Put down this mushroom colony and chop it. There we go. 7 brown mushrooms. Were those already there? Did I just not see them? Because I didn't see that one. Well, at any rate, if you have these, you can get those. So maybe it was already there. I just need one, so I'll send the rest back. All right. Back to what we were doing. The recipe for... I'm going to go ahead and toss this up here. It's the glowberries, carrot, mushroom. All right, we need the rice and the onions. So I'll just take those 2 barrels over here, or drawers, and I'll stick them on top. I'm going to need the laser wrench and my card. So that one could be the main, this could be the side. All right, programming these. This is going to be, the down here is going to be the input of materials, but I guess I don't want to do that quite yet. Let's get everything else set up first. We're going to have over here an input, an output, and another input. So this one will be the extract of the results. Might as well speed that up to max. This one is going to be an insert for the pumpkins, and we're going to do it on a side. And the insert here is also going to be on the up, and it's going to be a recipe, and we're going to have everything else in there, including rice and onions. All right, that's the other 6 items. The order, thankfully, doesn't matter. Okay, that's all set. Oh, the extract here, I'm going to move it, this guy down here, to channel 1. Just so that it doesn't get sent to the wrong place. I don't think it might go back into itself, so best to not let that happen. I'm going to get a drawer here. Well, I got drawers here. And always remember to put the upgrades, because some of these, especially the ones with bowls, don't stack, and I think this is one of them. So I'm going to just slap 4. I don't need 4, but I'll put 4 in there. It's just EMC. We need to be able to extract the onions from above here, so I'll put that in now. And again, because it's an extract, I will set it to fast. We should have we have 2 onions in there. How many am I in my recipe? Should only be 1. Bad onion. Over here in the up, we need to do another extract. And this will be the rice, but we just leave it as is. I'll need 4 more of those because now we have to do the main guy down here, the EMC link. Oh, I think I'll go in. And we got to put the rest of these items in there. Pumpkin, carrot, glowberries, potato, brown mushroom. And there it goes. It is now cooking it up, and it's slow. But this can be accelerated. This is the one that can be accelerated, and really, it must be. It's really slow otherwise. So I'm going to put down a couple of watches here and turn them on. And you'll see it goes much faster. All right, so the extract, it doesn't have a way to export. Here on orange. Now, I didn't do it fast enough, and wrong orange. This orange. Ugh. We have 443,000 pumpkins in here now. I want a new drawer. And I guess I can't pull out all of these. I can only pull out 2 of them. Okay, so the extract, I guess it needs to be on the down. All right, so this is set to orange. You can see it from right here. There's a little bit of an orange thing to it. And this is not extract. All right, so extract, pumpkins, east, west, south, north, up, down. None of them work. Oh, that's extracting pumpkins. We don't want it to extract pumpkins. And actually, no, that's the wrong one. That one is supposed to be pumpkins. That's the insert of pumpkins for the bowl. And that one should be on a side. We messed things up? Not too bad. It's interesting, the stuffed pumpkin, before you put it in the pumpkin, stacks, but once it's in the pumpkin, it doesn't stack. This is the one we do to extract to orange. And side, down, up. Oh, no, don't put carrots in there. So the up, it can actually extract the sometimes I wish these things wouldn't update until they're done. So it's this I want to get out. Well, for now, I will just grab one and we'll set it with a filter. That way we can't accidentally fill another chest up with the wrong thing. Filter, please. Extract only these. How many carrots did we... Only 443. I can get those out. And just burn them back into EMC. Alright. Put this guy back. Ah, there it goes. So somehow it started pulling out carrots, even though I had switched this to the right side. Rather strange. Alright, so everything is flowing along the lasers. I could probably even put down another watch. We have them. Let's go ahead and do it. One more. I'll use one of these activated ones. Is it here? Turn it on. That's faster. All right, so we've got one of the more mediumly complicated recipes because it takes 2 of the non-useful ingredients. You probably want to keep an eye out on this because these 2, I mean, the rice I got far more than I need. But the onions, I need them for a lot of recipes, and I just made what I needed. Oh, speaking of which, we're at 9,000. We're at 3 times more than we need of the chops. So I think we can get rid of those. And put in the next one. It's not bad to go over because, like I said, like I was trying to say before I remembered this, if you're using one of those perishable items that you only have a limited number of, and you let it go too long, this will eat them all up for one recipe. You have extra these pumpkins, for example, and you'll have no onions for anything else. So either keep an eye on this and don't let it go over its limit. And actually, I can take out one of these. Well, that'll only do 1K. You can try and adjust, but it's sort of hard to get exact. Upgrade. I have 1 copper upgrade. Hold on. Oops. Caps lock. Home. Learn those. Back. Save time while on camera. Alright, so now I can get a couple of them here. Put 1 in and see how that does. 8.2 thousand. It's more than is needed. If I have 3 of those, can I take that out? That's 16. 2K. Alright. We'll keep it at that. Again, because the bowls don't stack, they're a little different. Most of the, if they stack to 64, you can just leave it with no upgrades and it'll stop at 2K. But single stack, now I know 2 coppers gets you 2K, which is close enough. I'd probably still need to make more onions. Because I stopped it right where I needed it to. But it's not hard. You can see, you just swap out the top ingredient and let it run. It'll do the other ones. Very simple. Okay. The other pot here, some of the recipes, just a couple of them. We should look at this. Spaghetti, pasta with meatballs. I need minced beef, which is one of our perishable items, and raw pasta, which is also one of our rare perishable items. Not rare, but it's one of the ones we have limited. These 2 we have limited quantities of. They'll be in drawers on top. I don't think any of them require more than 2 drawers, more than 2 of these non-EMC items. It also requires tomato sauce, and that comes from putting 2 tomatoes with a bowl in another cook pot. That's what the second cook pot is. So we can basically set it up the same way as this one, but I would probably do a recipe card to put the ingredients in, the 2 tomatoes, and another insert for the bowl, because the bowl has to go on the side and the tomatoes have to go in on the top. And then an extract, and I would set the extract to a different color, yellow or something, whatever comes after orange in the color scheme it's got there. And then have yet another insert card over here on yellow, which I think you can program these outside. So if I don't want to program all of them, just get 1. Okay, yeah, you can do it outside. So if I get a recipe card here and say recipe card, I don't have any of the tomato ones. Let's go ahead and grab some tomatoes and some bowls. Since this isn't hooked up, we'll just manually put 2 tomatoes in and a bowl, and we've got some tomato sauce. So now we can say we're going to put tomato sauce on a side, and it's going to come from purple, or magenta, I guess that is. So now I can go over here and toss that in. It won't do anything right now because there aren't any tomato bowls on purple. But we can do the extract. Oh, I shouldn't have just placed that in there. I just filled it full of pumpkins. Hold on, let's do it outside again. Alright, so this will be a recipe. Oop. Get a recipe card. Get them all, that's fine. Recipe card of 2 tomatoes. Nope. Two tomatoes. And it goes on the top. And it's getting them from the white, so I can go ahead and put that in. That should now be, well, it hasn't taught the link tomatoes, so let's throw a tomato at it. All right, we've got 2 tomatoes. I think they can stack like that and it'll still work. Let's see. No. I don't think the recipe can do anything other than stack them, so I think we'll have to set them to more than a stack and 1. 65. There it goes. Oh, look at it go. The 64 fills this slot, and the next one fills that slot, like that. And we'll just, when we clear it out, we'll just have to clear out a stack of tomatoes. Not a big deal. And it's going to need the bowls. Again, let's do this outside so we can set it up right. So this one could just be a filter. Where are my filter cards? There they are. So make it a filter for bowls, and we don't have to put any sort of limit on it. And we can toss that in and take out the pumpkins. Oh, I did already. Ah, we have to set the side. I think it might have... Nope, okay. Insert. Oh, I don't have bowls in here. Haha. Bowls. Alright, look at it go. It's got a whole stack of them here now. So I just have to do one more, and that's the extract on magenta. Filter. Tomato. And it'll be, I think the down was what we did. No, side. East, sure. Make it the same. Don't want to put that in yet because that'll start it flowing over here. And yeah, we don't want it jumping in here and messing up this recipe. Which, oh, we're very close to having enough. We need 1.628. But since we can't see the 2.8, not even in here, not at crouching, shifting, nothing can make it see the whole number. I wish there was some way, even like in the tooltip, to see the exact number in these drawers. It's one of the biggest problems with these. So we got to make extra and bring it up to 1.7. That way I know. There we go. All right, we can stop the recipe. And down here, I'm going to place it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right there. I've done that one, that one, that one, and that one. That way I can just keep track of which ones I've done. Alright, so now we just have to do the rest of that recipe. So we take these guys down. Now I'm going to stay neat and put them back on the wall. Rice and onions. And we're going to get the minced meat and what was the other one? Needed for the pasta with meatball? Oh yeah, of course. The pasta. Right over here. Alright, so we've got the recipe card from the first one. We're just going to reuse it. Clear all these out. And you need some noodles. So minced beef, not that many. Just one minced beef. How did I get so many? And one noodle. And one tomato sauce. Actually, no. Don't put the tomato sauce there. Actually, the tomato sauce can just come out on white. Yeah, I've already done it. Yeah, the tomato sauce can come out on white. All right, let's take this out and reset this one. So that's the insert. This is the extract. Actually, they're both insert. That one should be extract. Instead of on purple, go back to white. All right, so we'll put that there. So now it's trying to extract these on white, but nowhere on white to go. But we're now going to add it to the main recipe here. Put it in, and it should be going. Ah, yes. Here's another problem. Because it's using the bowls for the tomato sauce and then using the tomato sauce, we get these empty bowls. You see, I'm getting an inventory full of them. That's why I have this advanced item collector here. We're going to slap it on there, and we're going to whitelist bowls. So now all the bowls are going to go into there, and I don't need to have them in my inventory anymore. Keep a few just in case. And that needs to come out. No more pumpkins. I need to change that too. So this one is pumpkins. Change it to bowls. Now it's got bowls. Looks like it stacks up to 16. So I need a drawer for that one. And I guess maybe I need to put some in there. So that'll make it go. No. Extracting an orange. Extracting an orange. Ah. I set it to... Let's take out the filter. So it just extracts on orange. It may need the filter. That's not the one. We don't need that one anymore. Go ahead and erase that one. Where's the one I just pulled out? Did I just put it in my card holder? No. I don't see it. I didn't pull it out. Okay. Thought I did. So we will put a filter in this one. We'll just change it to the final product, spaghetti. So we'll just have to do that for each one. I think it'll be a little safer. Alright, so now that one's going. And pretty quickly. Cleared. I've got a lot of pumpkins. I don't want the pumpkins, so I'm going to melt them. The beef can go back in there. Tomatoes can be melted. Bowls. I'm going to go ahead and put the warp fungus. Oh, not there. There. In my system. Tomato sauce. I have no way to get that. I did get it in there. Nice. I've got a rice. I still have meat. I still have meat. Still have a pumpkin. Have some onions. Well, okay, this thing is giving me... Oh, we were still doing the meat. Oh, that's where I was getting it. I forgot it was actually running that. Well, I guess it had enough. Yes? Yeah, it only needed 1.7. It's only used in this one recipe, and we have 7,000. So that was done anyway. We can clear that and switch to pork. Sometimes it just doesn't like you to do it that way. You have to shift-click and actually burn it. Take that off. Take that off. And run. And we're now getting bacon, uncooked. I do have a microwave here. netherite furnace. Auto split. And it needs power too. I never gave it some power. There we go. Okay. I think we can wrap it up here. I'm just going to continue making these recipes. I don't think there's any technique for any of these other ones that isn't part... Oh, well, yeah, these last three. The blaze cake, the chocolate glazed berries, and the honeyed apple. Those three take some special machines. Those will be in the next episode. But things like pancake, that's just crafting. I'm going to use an auto crafter and give it... These are all EMC'd. That's easy. Some of these are crafting, which makes it pretty easy. They just needed some of these materials, which I will have shortly once the bacon is done. And I think I need to cook it. I think every recipe requires the bacon to be cooked. And then I can do the last one, melons. And I think I can do all the recipes. A few of them, like egg sandwich, have EMC, so I just need to make one. Alright. Oh, and then the neutronium, which, again, we'll do that next time. Because it is wrapping up time in this episode, so... This is Chef Nonsanity in the kitchen. I hope you enjoyed the episode and learned a little bit of how to do some of these. And I think we'll wrap it up. This is Nonsanity signing out. Take care, be good, and see you next time.